It's Sean from Shootie School. Installing EZKeys is as easy as using Toontrack's free product manager software and clicking through the prompts until you're done. This video is for people new to Toontrack to see the process step by step and to help make sure you are up and running the same day you make your purchase. I also talk about optional hard drive management and other essential tasks. Keep in mind, Toontrack recommends 4 to 8 gigabytes of RAM on your system. I always recommend as much RAM and processing power above their specs as possible. And if you use a DAW, your DAW must be able to use VST3, AU, or AAX plugins, meaning if you have a modern DAW such as Logic or Reaper that is up to date, you'll be all set. So let's get started. Before you buy EZKeys2, you'll need a Toontrack.com account. After you sign up and sign into your Toontrack.com account, you can add EZKeys2 to your cart and begin checking out. If you have purchased EZKeys1 in the past on the same Toontrack account, you qualify for a discounted upgrade. If that's the case, you will see the option to add the upgrade to your cart and save some cash. So don't pay full price for EZKeys2 if you've bought EZKeys1 in the past. One thing I want to point out before you make your purchase is the automatic registration checkbox down here. If you're buying EZKeys2 for yourself, leave this box checked. If you're purchasing EZKeys2 for someone else, uncheck this box. Leaving this box unchecked and unregistered to your account means you can gift the serial number to someone else without paying the $15 license transfer fee. So buyer beware. If you buy a Toontrack product, you must pay $15 to give or sell it to another registered Toontrack user, hence me explaining this checkbox here. Lastly, if you purchase from a third-party site such as Sweetwater or Tommen, you'll receive a serial number from them. You simply add that serial number into the upper left-hand corner of Toontrack's free product manager. It's quite simple and quick. Speaking of the product manager, it's a program you download from Toontrack.com which organizes, installs, updates, and authorizes all of your Toontrack products. So download and install it right away if you haven't yet. The first time you launch it, it will ask you to name your computer because Toontrack allows you to use EZKeys2 on 2 separate computers at the same time. So naming your computer helps you keep track of those authorizations. After you sign in, you will see EZKeys2 ready to be installed, or if you own multiple Toontrack programs, scroll down or click on the dark red tab here, which is a fast way to find your EZKeys product line. You'll notice that EZKeys2 is made up of multiple components. You'll see the EZKeys2 program to install, which in my case I owned EZKeys1, so I instead have to install the EZKeys2 upgrade. I happen to have a sound expansion to install, which you may or may not have. Here is the core library, which we're about to talk about, and here is the MIDI that is included with EZKeys2. So go ahead and start downloading all of those now. Notice your download progress over here. This is a good time to talk about storage. If you're on a laptop with no external hard drive or on a desktop with no extra internal hard drive or external hard drives, then you just go through the prompts as fast as you wish to install EZKeys2. You'll need about 10 gigabytes of hard drive space to download and install the program, though it only takes up about 5 gigabytes of storage when you're finished installing. Though 5 gigabytes isn't much to worry about, as you invest more into Toontrack products, especially other product lines, you'll notice your hard drives start to fill up quickly. EZKeys2 is a program that is pretty small in size on your computer, but after you launch it, EZKeys then loads all of its audio samples, which are much bigger in size, called libraries. We are now talking about where to store those libraries, not the program. Putting them on a second hard drive not only will save you storage on your operating system drive, but it will keep your main hard drive less busy. And if you're considering getting a second hard drive for your libraries, don't worry about it being a fast and expensive hard drive unless you use it for other tasks other than storing Toontrack libraries. The speed of the drive only affects how fast EZKeys loads up, not its real-time performance. Now that we know where we want to install the core library, let's start installing all the components. Go ahead and click Install on the core program. The EZKeys 2 program is now installed. Now let's install the sounds with our previous conversation in mind. If you want this library data on your main hard drive, just use the default settings and click through all the prompts. It's that easy. But if you want to install the core library on a second hard drive, not on your operating system's hard drive, keep your eye out for the prompt to browse for a custom directory. On my external hard drive, I simply made a Toontrack folder and I select that. You can name the folder whatever you wish. And now I commit and finish installing. A note in case you don't get prompted to select a custom directory: if you've installed EZKeys 1 in the past, the product manager will automatically install to that old EZKeys 1 location. If we take a look on my production computer, you can see I have a separate hard drive dedicated to Toontrack, and I just choose that hard drive itself as the install directory. Now that's my preferred workflow in case you're interested. And finally, simply install the MIDI package. Your MIDI should be automatically installed wherever you decided to install your core sound library. We've installed EZKeys 2. We now click to authorize it, and then click to download any updates if there are any available. The installer file for EZKeys 2 is still on our system, occupying 4 GB of hard drive space. If you wish to get that storage back, simply click over here on the Clean Up button to delete the files you no longer need after installation. Do check back with the product manager from time to time to see if you need any new updates as time passes. Now you can launch the standalone program, and if you can't hear anything or want to optimize your audio settings, check out my Toontrack audio settings guide. And if you want to plug in your keyboard or MIDI controller into EZKeys or need help optimizing in this area, check out my Toontrack MIDI controller guide. Links to all these videos are down below. The user guide is up here. But do subscribe and check back to my channel since I'll be making a series of videos for EZKeys 2. Now when you launch your DAW, you look through your plugins or VST instruments and find a Toontrack folder. Or simply look for EZKeys 2 in an instrument category, so you can then create an instrument track for it to live on in your DAW. Let me cover a few popular DAWs for any beginners out there. In Pro Tools, go to Track, New, Stereo, Instrument Track, hit Create, go to one of the inserts, click, go to Multi-Channel Plugin, go to Instrument, go to EZKeys 2. In Reaper, go to Track, insert Virtual Instrument on New Track, scroll down to the bottom, Toontrack, EZKeys 2, select No if you don't want to route your channels. In FL Studio, go to Plugin Database, Installed, Generators, VST3. Here I didn't see EZKeys 2 after I installed it, so I went to Options, Manage Plugins, and I selected Find New Plugins. That got it up there for me. I drag EZKeys 2 out to a playlist channel. In Studio One, I click the Instruments icon, or I go to the Instruments tab, go down to Toontrack, drag EZKeys 2 out. In Cubase, I go to Project, Add Track, Instrument, select the first drop down, and it's under the Piano category. Double click, Add Track. In Cakewalk, I go to the Plugins tab, Instruments button, then go down to Toontrack, drag EZKeys2 out, click OK. In Ableton, I go to the Plugins, VST3, scroll down to Toontrack, drag EZKeys out to a blank area or on top of one of your blank MIDI tracks. Logic Pro starts with the track type prompt, select software instrument. Under the instrument drop-down, go to AU Instruments, Toontrack, EZKeys, Stereo. Select Create. Over here, the blue is where the insert is. Click on it and there's EZKeys. You can go back to the track menu and select New Tracks to start the process all over. GarageBand similar, you're prompted. Select Software Instrument, Create. The electric piano for me is the default. So I'll go down here where it says Plugins. Go to the right of the blue insert, select. And even though I see EZKeys here, it's probably because I used it recently. Go to AU Instruments, Toontrack, EZKeys2, Stereo. If you want to get that prompt back, go to this plus sign right here, and you can do it all over again. Now, most DAWs will scan for new plugins when you launch them, so you should be able to find EZKeys2. If for some reason you couldn't, on a few occasions, my DAWs have not seen newly installed plugins unless I showed where my VST3 folder is. For example, in Reaper, I go to Preferences, Plugins, VST, and add my VST3 folder path here. In Ableton, go to Preferences, Plugins, and add your VST3 path here. Now I can see my VST3 plugins. I don't know if this info will even be necessary for you, but it's good to know that most DAWs can manually connect and disconnect from their plugin directories. Something to keep in mind if you're ever troubleshooting any problems and can't find your plugins. I'll list those plugin paths down in the description. What about moving the sound libraries that we installed earlier? Say your main hard drive is filling up and now you want to invest in a second hard drive workflow as we talked about earlier. Toontrack has made this pretty easy. You simply have to find where the core library sounds were installed. On an older MacBook Pro with Monterey, I see it here under Library, Application Support. On Windows 11, I see it in the Program Files 86 folder, Common Files, Toontrack. Now, I simply right-click and cut the EZKeys directory. Now, go to the location on your second hard drive you want to store it on. Earlier in this video, I recommended creating a Toontrack directory first, but you can do whatever you wish. Now, I'll right-click and paste inside of that directory. Now, the next time you launch EZKeys2, you'll be asked to browse and relocate that directory we just made. After locating it, you're now ready to rock. Keep in mind, you've also moved the location of EZKeys2 MIDI as well. Some extra info you can keep in mind. In the Product Manager, when you go to your product, you can select Show Details. After you select this, you can see the different downloads that make up your program. Under Installation, you can see your version number and the plugin types that have been installed, which is handy when you reach out for support. And under Authorizations, you can see what computers you've authorized your products on. Now, when it comes to uninstalling Toontrack products, sometimes this Uninstall Product button is highlighted for you to click. Sometimes you must use your operating system to install, and sometimes you must go to the Downloads tab, re-download your product, so you can then launch the original installer and access the uninstall procedure. The process is different depending on exactly which product you want to remove, and now you know where to look. And lastly, about getting support, I have 2 Toontrack theme support groups on Facebook and Discord for helping with user errors in general to advanced workflows. The links are below. When it comes to technical issues, you may want to reach out to Toontrack official support directly. You can post in their forums and get a lot of help there, but their official support is under the FAQ section at toontrack.com. After selecting the appropriate FAQ, click the topic that reflects your issue the most. And if you still need support, scroll to the bottom of the post and select Contact Support and fill out this form in great detail. The more accurate the info you put in this form, the faster your situation will get resolved, and you can conveniently copy your serial number out of your product manager's Products Show Details tab, which is required for you to get a support submission. I hope going through the details of buying, installing, and loading EZKeys saved you some support inquiries so you can get using EZKeys2 right away. This is Sean from Shootie School. Don't forget to check out my Toontrack theme support and social groups on Facebook and Discord. And if I've ever made your day, consider contributing to me so I can make more content for you. I'll see you on the next one.